Rill is specifically designed to work with fast-moving time series data. One of the characteristics of that kind of data is you're not necessarily going to be logged in at the time that something interesting happens. So you can ask Rill to send you an alert via email or via Slack when a threshold has been passed or some criterion has been met. And it's going to show up like this with a reminder of what the criterion was, when it was triggered, and a link into Rill. And that link is going to take you to an Explorer that is configured with the measure, with the threshold filter value, with the dimension values necessary to see the data related to that alert. So how do we set one of these up? Well, let's go to a dashboard that is ready to go. So we have a selection of measures and dimensions. I've picked my time period and I've picked which time comparison period I'm interested in. So maybe, although this is the last 24 hours, I might know that I have a weekly pattern. So I don't want to necessarily compare Sunday to Monday. I might want to look at the Sunday to Sunday or the Monday to Monday comparison. And let's say I'm interested in clicks on websites specifically, not on apps in this case with this data set. So now that I've got things set up, I can hit the add alert icon in the top right. I can see my filter values through there. So I select which measure I'm actually using for this alert. I can do it not for the overall measure, but I can do it, for instance, by advertiser name, by any dimension or category in your dataset. And I can click next. I set the criterion for this. So I'm going to go with the advertising spend not being over a threshold, but changing a certain amount from the previous week, as with the time picker. Now I've got a preview of the different values here, so I can see what kind of changes are happening week on week. And looking at this, they're quite small, so I'm just going to go with put in 10 there. So this is letting me know that here is what would fit this criteria based on the current data. I go into next. You can see it's triggered whenever the data refreshes, which is different to reports, for which we set a daily or a weekly or monthly schedule or whatever it might be. We can set a snooze period. So I can say, look, once you've sent me this alert, I don't actually want to see it again for another week. We are using email, but here is where you would configure Slack if you had it. You pick your email addresses that you want to send the alerts to and click the create button, and that is that alert created. So from here on in, as we saw at the start of the video, when this alert is passed, I'm going to get alert showing up in my inbox like this. And in fact, there is already one has come through based on the work I was just doing. So that's alerting in Rill. There are also reports, which are regularly scheduled sets of data. So two different ways of getting data brought to your attention from Rill without having to be logged in.